I would definitely look out for Sweden as my quote unquote dark horse.
We heard it here first for the
Yeah.
Paul Bissonnette 20th anniversary of Craft Hockeyville. Come on, buddy.
Let's go. Let's go. You
Talk to me
fired up
about
or
it.
what? Who are you gonna nominate?
I'm gonna nominate the Welland Junior Canadians, I think.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm not allowed to vote. I have to stay out of it, but that's where I'd be directed by love, just for what it did for me growing up. But there's so many awesome hockey communities out there that need these funds. And for anybody listening, go to crafthockeyville.ca. It's 3 easy questions to nominate your town, and there's going to be a lot of winners in the 20th anniversary. They've upped their game, that's for sure.
Come on, we're less than a month away from the Winter Olympics too. Like it's go time. It's go time. First thoughts on that roster.
They might. I think Italy's trying to get some of the money to finish their rink over there. Actually, we told them no, it's staying in Canada. You guys could solve your own problems, but we're ready to go, man. I'm so fired up, especially after that little precursor in the hockey department with 4 nations. So it's going to be a very special Olympics, and hopefully bring back another gold.
Okay, so I mean, you've answered so many of my questions right away. Immediate thoughts. You think it's going to be Canada, USA in that final?
I think that's what people are hoping for, but you
Yeah.
could just never sleep on Sweden, Finland. I mean, you saw what Czechia is doing now at the World Junior level, and they're just progressing as a nation as well. So, the biggest thing in our game right now is the amount of parity. You're seeing it in the NHL, and it's just great to see that more players are playing, the talent level is rising, and it's more eyeballs for us for sure.
Who do you think is going to be the biggest surprise on the roster?
Well, it's hard too right now, right? Because you don't know who's going to end up being healthy, and if
Yeah.
the roster is going to change at all. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Suzuki and Horvat, given the fact that they were added. And I would say that both of those names were a little bit of a surprise and probably took off Sam Bennett as one of those. Some people saying that that's Tom Wilson's spot and those guys went in and out. But keep in mind, Bennett's a centerman just like Horvat and Suzuki are. So I would just say those 2 names because those are ones that we didn't know that we were going to see. And they've had great runs here over the course of their career and very responsible 2-way players. So, but it's going to be awesome. I was hoping that Schaefer was going to make it
Yeah.
just because of the amazing young story that he's had coming in his rookie year. But Canada's just so deep, and he'll be at the next one. Oh, hey, Kitty.
I see the cat even joined us. The
Yeah,
cat is pumped. He's fired up for the Olympics.
let's go.
Okay, but you mentioned him, like Sam Bennett. I feel like his name has been said a million times. I was on the streetcar the other day. People were talking about him. People are fired up that he's not on this roster.
And rightfully so. I mean, what else could you accomplish as a hockey player in a 2-year period? Help win the 4 nations was a major part of that. So he's already been like acclimated to essentially that whole group. 2 Stanley Cups, and then a Conn Smythe is the best player in playoffs last year. So I don't know what else you can do in order to make an Olympic team. I feel like that he has the biggest gripe about being snubbed over any player in the Olympics. And I'm just hoping for how it ever happens that he ends up on the roster. That would mean somebody has to come off. But he's a foxhole guy. If I'm going to win something, I'm pulling Sam Bennett with me.
I was very lucky to compete in Vancouver and Sochi. And I mean, Sid wouldn't remember me. Drew Doughty wouldn't remember me. I was just a face in the crowd, right? But I remember them and just the leadership that they not only had for the hockey team, but for all of Team Canada. And I'm playing a little bit of armchair psychologist right now, but I'm like 12 years to get back to that stage. Just how much do you think that leadership is going to impact this team, and how important are they to everything?
I mean, let's start with Sid.
Yeah.
He's like the ultimate human. And I had the chance to play with him. And you talk about leadership, just the way that he shows up to the rink, professionalism, the way that he handles the fans, the media, and then just like the practice habit. So it's everything with him. And I can only imagine how the other guys in the locker room who have never had a chance to play with him at this level they're going to be like, this guy has done so much for our sport and our country of Canada. He's been the perfect example of a Canadian. I need to follow in this guy's footsteps, and I can't let him down, and nor will they. So I have nothing but amazing things to say about Sid. It gives me chills talking about him, and the fact that one day, if I do have children or grandchildren, that I get to tell him that I played with him, and he was just so kind to me and everybody. And I don't know. I don't know if there's enough adjectives to describe him in the dictionary about how amazing Sid is. So he's going to lead them to victory along with those other guys, and he's Captain Canada, baby.
Captain Canada,
Captain
baby.
Canada.
So we touched upon opponents, but yeah, any little sneaky suspicion, like who's going to really show up from Europe, you think?
I would say that I mean, I just look at Sweden, and they're always in the, I mean, and they've already won one not too long
Yeah.
ago. I remember Hank was painted in gold. He always brings it up on the panel to rub it in our faces, but they have a really good back end. I would say that Canada and US have stronger forward groups, but between goaltending, back end, they're obviously still strong up front, and just the way that they're able to mold together quickly, like they're like Sweden and Finland. There's so much camaraderie there, and I think if you talk to any hockey player that played in the NHL or anywhere, never played with a bad Swede or bad Finn. Like you
Yeah.
just good people, and they're all about the team. So I would definitely look out for Sweden as my quote unquote dark horse.
We heard it here first. We're
Yeah,
looking out for the
but they're
Swedes.
not even a dark horse. They're
No,
just
they're
like they're
not.
good.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's gonna be amazing. Like I look back at this year and I'm kind of joking, but not really. Like Four Nations, what a gift to hockey. What a gift to the world.
yeah.
Everyone stopped. It was like as soon as the puck was dropped, I was like, "Oh, international hockey." Like, you know what I mean? It's just another level. But heated rivalry, buddy.
Yep.
It's also been a gift. It's been a
Oh, big
gift.
time.
Have
Yeah.
you watched it?
So I haven't watched it, but man, have I ever gotten a lot of text messages from people about whether I have watched it, but also just to like jump on the phone and have conversations about like, oh, like what's been so exciting about it to you, and why has it gotten all this buzz? And it's been great, a conversation. And it's not even just like one field. Also, it's like so many different branches of, like, for instance, like closeted gays, like, how uncomfortable they feel maybe being their true self and coming out, especially if they're an athlete in a professional locker room, and what the response would be. So just even like if that was the case, like having to live that double life, and how much that would impact and affect somebody going through that. So that kind of, it makes you think about that type of stuff. Maybe whether we do have professional hockey players who are gay and have not come out yet because they still feel that. I hope that they know that they would have an outpouring of support, because I think you also see the amount of outpouring of support for this show, and people really understanding like the sentimental value it carries. And the other conversation, I mentioned this on the interview right before this, after talking to a girl for a while about it, about like what other impacts. And I think that it has a strong female demographic, the
Mhm.
show, and maybe this like lack of yearning for an individual, and in that lust, and the compassion, and the romance maybe that was once back in the day has maybe been lost a little bit. I don't know if that's social media driven,
Mm.
because everybody, it's like the next best thing, and how quickly. I don't know what the answer is, right? It's just a conversation, but that was the takeaway that she said that this show had and provided, that she thinks a lot of women are gravitating towards. And it just so happens to have a great storyline of the hockey. So you could take the hockey side of it, and then you could also take the human element side of it, from what I'm
Oh,
hearing.
100%. No, it's just a very, very nuanced show. And I mean it makes us proud because we're Canadian, right? Like it's a Canadian show. Do you
What
think
what
that
what what about it? What about it really drew you in?
so I'm gay and I publicly came
Okay.
out. Obviously being a woman and a speed skater, my experience very different than an NHL hockey player. But it was written really well. Like it pulls on the hot heartstrings when it needs to, and I think it has just brought it's just brought in so much representation and so much nuance into a conversation that has never really happened, right? Like there has never been an out NHL player. Luke Prokop, of course,
Right.
amazing, amazing guy. But um, yeah, I mean, I wonder, do you think that NHL players are having conversations just like we had because of heated rivalry?
Um, I I think that they're probably aware of it. I just don't know. I haven't had a ton with the hockey guys because like it's just not something they occupy their mind with, I guess. Like if you're a little bit older and mature, like for instance, me, like I've had the conversation in the past and then am willing to have it now about like how it's impacted you. Like it's obvious that it's hit a few buttons along the way to gain the popularity it has, so it's clear as far as the writing and the emotional attachment that these people are having to it. It's probably things that you went through, right? And so I don't know. Like I don't know who's having the conversations behind the scenes. Maybe they have in other hockey locker rooms that I'm unaware of. But everybody who I've heard from has been female about how much they're love and passionate about the show. And also like RA, who is on our podcast, Spit and Chicklets podcast, he's a big TV guy. He watches TV movies nonstop. He watched it and came on our podcast to talk about it and some of the things that we've discussed already. So yeah.
It is, yeah, it's a conversation starter, and I think it's fantastic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just for everything. It's going to be so exciting to watch everyone compete at the highest level. I think everyone's going in with a lot of momentum. Just last question, what are you most excited for the Winter Olympics?
I also like watching the other sports, like how silly some of them are too, where they're like skiing around and they're just like shooting targets and
That's
uh,
hard, buddy. That's not silly.
yeah, it's very, but in a sense of like you just see them like grinding and struggling, and then they got to like shoot. It's just kind of like a weird sport, I guess, but definitely very difficult. But I enjoy it. And then figure skating. Those
Yeah.
people are badass and how they're just throwing each other in the air. It's kind of like Dancing with the Stars, but a whole nother level. So yeah, I just love all of it, and of course the hockey.
The hockey's going to be amazing. It's all going to be amazing. It starts February 6th, of course, and we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of Craft Hockeyville. Paul Bissonnette, thank you so much, buddy.
Hey, Anastasia, thank you so much.